Hey everybody, it's Asic Eric, and Pop's in the distance. Wave to your fans! Just cleaning up a little bit in here. A little bit. Today, we are going to try and get everything done under the hood here. So this guy here, we cut this too long so the air filter won't clamp onto this, so we got to trim this back. Then we are going to try and make a bracket that can hold this EVAP canister in place here. And lastly, if we get that far, we need to make a bracket for this guy to mount somewhere here. We have the bracket that came with it, which used to screw in down here somewhere, but it doesn't fit anymore since we put the AC in. So I'm gonna come up with something for that. I don't know what that's gonna look like. Figure it out. That's it. Anything interesting to say today?
No, I'm ready. Get that done next week. Sand, sand, sand.
You betcha.
Gotta get my sand sign up.
Yep. Okay. Okay, so the issue we have is we have this much depth right here. And this guy's too fat right there, so it doesn't stick down far enough. So we've got to trim this back such that this ring here can get inside here to engage with these guys. So I'm going to measure this and figure out how much of this we need to cut off. Alrighty, here we go. Let's see, that fits down in there nicely now. We'll snug that up, drop that guy back in, call that one done.
Yeah. Take it out in the street.
Alright, hopefully that's good. Alright, onto the evaporator. Alright, let me show you what we're thinking about here. So this is laying down in the car this way, but easier to see here. So on the top here, I'm going to make a lip that folds around like this to hold it at the top. And it wraps around here. It has this little bend in it because this thing's angled. And so that little lip right there will keep it in place. And then we're going to put a couple of metal tabs here that wrap around to hold it in place. And then you can bend those over. So basically you can drop it down in the car like this. And then those little guys, you just bend them over to hold it in place. And if that doesn't work, we'll make it wide enough that we can put a strap across the top here to hold it in place. And then this whole thing gets bolted down to the inner fender well to hold it in place.
And if it works like we think, we're going to sell these patents.
There you go. So we got some sheet metal now. We'll figure out the right gauge for this and have at it. And through the magic of television, there we go. I still got to take that little thing off of there. Oh, well. There we go. It's finished. This is in 22 gauge. I don't know if this is going to be strong enough for our purposes, but we'll give it a try. If it doesn't work, we'll make it out of 18, or I think I have 16, which is really, it's going to be a nightmare to bend. So hopefully this will work. Clean that little bit off there, and then we'll put some paint on it. All right, we made a few strips of rubber to put in here to act as shock absorbers and also to help tighten it down. So I put some spray adhesive down, and that cure. I'll stick that together, and then this thing's about done. I know it's all black on black, but you get the idea. So we got a couple of pieces of rubber here to pinch the thing in between these two to hold it in place. One here, and then these things, we'll just bend them over. It's ready to go. And we put this in the car where I thought it should go, and then I came from underneath, and these are for the battery tray, I think. And just mark those holes from the bottom. So I'm just going to put it where the battery tray goes. Alrighty. Hard to see up in there, but you get the idea. A moment of truth. See if this thing fits. Alright, so it's okay. It's not going to fall out, but it's kind of making a little rattle in that back corner back there. So someday we might take this out and round off that corner or put some of this rubber around the bottom there so it doesn't rattle. I didn't think it was going to rattle on the bottom, but it did. We'll fix that, but it's pretty secure. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So, good enough for one day?
Yep.
So the only thing we have left to do is this mounting bracket here. And we scoped that out. So this is the one that came with it. That won't work. And so I drew a pattern out here. So basically we're going to do something like that and extend it down that way. And then I'll just weld it inside of this. And that'll be it. I'll make this out of 16 gauge or something nice and strong. This is pretty heavy metal here, whatever this is. But anywho, that was a long day. We got a lot done. This looks pretty sharp in here, though. I'd say that looks good. That's sticking. That's okay. I thought that might be sticking up right there. So I'll put the hoses back on, call it a day. Alrighty, so we didn't get as far as we wanted today. We marked the holes for where this guy is going to go, but didn't get it in. And we got to do that bracket still. So hopefully we can knock that out in an hour or two next time, and then we can start sanding. So we're going to start the cut and buff on this guy so we can get it assembled. There's so much we need to do, like put the door latches in and all this stuff, and I don't want to do it till it's cut and buffed because I don't want to have to work around them. So hopefully next weekend we'll get started on that, and then this baby will be ready to put back together. Exciting. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. I'll catch you on the next one.